Okay. Mm, Hello, everyone. Thank you, Dimitri, for the invitation. I'm going to tell you about an extraordinary project that brings together a team of international researchers and an ET group from the Pleiades. This is a research into scalar waves and torsion field with BioWell and Sputnik. To quickly introduce myself, I'm a mechanical engineer and product designer. I worked for 20 years in a digital agency and in the same time in teaching and research in biomechanics, additive manufacturing, and industrial design. Today, I'm concentrate exclusively into in activity I started 7 years ago. I do independent research, create and distribute product for Vitality. At the start of my research, I discover the work of Nikola Tesla and Konstantin Mail on scalar waves. With the aim of spreading knowledge, I retro-engineered his device and released the 3D planes as open source after meeting Dr. Mail and getting his approval. A little later, in the end of 23, I discovered the free open source generator project. It began in April 22. The research is public and accessible in a PDF of more than 230 pages on marcelvogel.org. You see the link in here. Within few weeks, I had all the research and redesigned the device. I finally joined the research team. The team was made of engineers and researchers from the US, France, and Switzerland, actually. I have added some improvement to the generator, to the connection with the generator we see in the picture in the front, and the overall design. At the left, this is the initial design. In October 24, we set up a French research and sharing group with Telegram. The genesis of the project. Here are the main players in this project. We see on the left Dr. Marcel Vogel. He was director of research of IBM from 27 years. Sorry. This is the inventor of hard disk and liquid crystals. He filed over 100 patents. When he retired, he continued his research into crystals. He died in 92. In second, we see Dan Willis. Dan Willis, he's a radio engineer and former journalist. He was a research associate with Marcel Vogel for 8 years. In 2001, he was one of the 25 military witnesses to disclose advanced alien reverse engineering technology. Dan Willis leads the research for the project, the generator frame. We have Elena Danan. Elena Danan is a French archaeologist and author. She was abducted in the age of 9 by negative gray aliens. Saved by positive Pleiadians, they transformed the implant placed in by the gray in her head into a quantum communication device. Size. Then she has kept in touch with them and met them physically. She has written 7 books and gave numerous international conferences. In the fourth position, we see Jenan. Jenan is the younger brother of Toran, the initial Elena's contact. The exchanges take place every 1 or 2 months with Elena's implant. He transmits technology on crystals, and this research are the extension of Marcel Vogel's research. What is thrill? Nikola Tesla's research took into account the existence of ether. Chris Esson, we see on the left in the picture, is a French engineer. He has done extensive theoretical research into ether physics. This gives us a better understanding of thrill. According to Jenan, the ether has 3 modes of vibration producing. First, the matter. In second, electromagnetic waves and energy. According to Chris Esson about matter, a stable particle of matter is a vortex of rotating ether. About energy, according to Nikola Tesla, energy corresponds to electronic sound waves like a compression wave. Chris demonstrates that gravitation corresponds to an ether wind. The ether vortex sucks ether from the earth of matter to generate compression waves, the scalar waves. The interference of 2 scalar waves creates a pressure difference. This difference generates 2 twisted counter-rotating vortices. The field would therefore correspond to a double interwinded helical vortex. This is also known as torsion field. The science of crystal according to Marcel Vogel. In 1974, Marcel Vogel received in a dream the visualization of the tree of life of the Kabbalah and the crystal. See on the left. He was not familiar with this form, and after cutting many crystals, he chose a 4-sided crystal with 2 ends. He realized that the more tapered end of the crystal, in the top we see, here was the masculine emitting point, and the other in the bottom is the feminine receiving side. This side, the feminine side, is at 22 degrees. The angle is naturally present in crystals. This angle is also linked to the golden ratio. Before use, the crystal must be completely cleaned. Marcel Vogel used a magnetic tape eraser to purify the crystal by deprogramming it. Marcel used also a pulse breathing method and his consciousness to purify the crystal. After stimulating the earth of the crystal with his finger, it will send a pulsed breath with the intention of release it. We see on the third picture. According to Marcel, the most profound effect of the crystal is in its relationships and resonance with water. It then becomes an ideal transmission tool for infusing subtle energy into an individual. Marcel has developed a healing process that he was documented in writing, audio, and video on his website. He has led numerous workshops in the US and in Europe. The science of crystal according to Jenan Eredian. Jenan validated Marcel Vogel's research and provided additional information. He pointed out that a six-sided crystal is the most effective of living organisms, like this crystal. The emit end should be at 60 degrees, and the receiving end here must be at 51.843 degrees. We found this 60 angle on obelisks and the 52 degrees on the Great Pyramid of Giza. The crystal can also be cleaned with the sound of electromagnetic frequency of 4096 Hz. Then, to obtain frill, you need to stimulate it with the same frequency using a copper coil in a clockwise and a silver coil on the anti-clockwise. We see on the graphic on the second picture. The two frequencies must be in place. The two frequencies must be in phase opposition with a duty of 0.4% and a voltage at least at 20 volts. The precise position of crystal vortex can be found geometrically by extending line between the two ends. This must be electrically stimulated to open the crystal vortex. The crystal is a portal between our world and the holographic matrix that surrounds us. A correct electrical stimulation will produce frill. The description of frill generator. The frill generator is made up of 4 elements. In first, the Vogel iridium crystal, at least at 10 centimeters in size, with the ends of 52 and 60 degrees. In second, the cone of stimulation. This is a double copper and silver coil. This should be as close as possible to the crystal without touching it. In third, the support, the crystal holder, a support that will hold the crystal vertically, limiting the areas of contact with the crystal so that it can resonate as freely as possible. I have it here, just here. A 2-channel pulse generator capable of generating at least 20 volts. To produce frill, the aim is to provide alternating electrical stimulation at the heart of the crystal at 4096 Hz. The prototypes developed. The manufacturing files are available in open source for 3D printing on marcelvogel.org and eolix.fr. Accessories can be ordered to create a free generator research prototype. The simulation cone must be chosen according to the size of the crystal. The heart of the device is the crystal, and there are very few suppliers offering the exact Vogel-Iridium size crystal. It's very difficult to make. One of the team has designed a highly compact sound device to clean the crystal. We see it in the picture in the middle. The purpose of this disclosure. Why don't they just give up the technology? Why don't they reveal themselves? The ET positive rays do not interfere with the development of the other, less technology-developed species. This is a very important rule that is universally respected. In our case, the Galactic Federation of Worlds has authorized Jinan Iridium to disclose this technology to us. The Galactic Federation of Worlds is an ET military and spiritual organization of several races. This alliance ensures balance in our solar system and beyond. It's up to us to ask the questions. We must work to make progress in this disclosure. To begin with, we'll be able to use frill for optimal health. Eventually, when we're ready and when we're released from the deep state, we'll receive the information to use it as a free energy generator. The frill measurement. The main difficulty lies in evaluating frill. There is no instrument for measuring it directly. In addition, the electromagnetic radiation produced by two coils complicates measurements. Attempts to measure variation in the sound or the weight of the crystal have produced no result. Germination tests were disappointing. The plants exposed to frill were not significantly larger. There is, however, good feedback from sensitive persons. Positive effects on vitality were also noted. Frill production seems to be very low but still present. According to Jinan, frill is detectable by three ways. First, by laser interferometry, and second, by biophotonic equipment, and by temporal modification. Chris is working on setting up a laser interferometer. We see it on the left. I have the BioWell version 3 for over 2 years, and when I saw the project, I think I could make something. I follow BioWell Trainer Level 1 courses, so I'm starting by measuring scalar waves with BioWell using the Sputnik antenna. We know that frill is generated by scalar waves. If I can pinpoint the existence of scalar waves, it will be an important step towards detecting the frill. The activity level of environment. I'm going to use the activity level of environment, the ELA, to demonstrate to demonstrate the presence of scalar waves. All living beings emit scalar waves. When you receive scalar waves, your vitality improves. The ELE indicates a space compatibility with living organisms. ELE can be measured with a Sputnik antenna for at least 30 minutes. A measurement every 5 seconds is recommended. In BioWare software, the last page of the statistic report displays the ELE value. We see below in the orange zone should be avoided as it induces hyperactivity and fatigue. This is an hyperactive activity. Sorry. The yellow zone is between 56 and 75. It should be used for work or physical activity. We're here in the height activity. On the bottom, the light green zone is between 41 and 55. It should be used for sleep, energy recovery, or leisure activities. This is a normal activity. And below, in the graph, we see the dark green zone. It should be used for meditation. It slows down the metabolism. This is a low activity. We see on the right the last page of the statistic report. This is what we have when we make an analysis. I'm embarking on the 3 series of measurements with the scalar wave transmitter and receiver, the Spooky Scalar. We see it on the top left. This is a machine released by Spooky 2 in 18. To receive treatment, you must position yourself between the 2 suitcases. You see the Sputnik between the 2 suitcases. The device here operates in pure scalar without any modulation. All measurements were taken between 50 and 55% of humidity. A control and machine measurements follow. For the 3 series, I seen a decrease in the ALE value between the control. The control is an empty space with nobody, and the connected generator. I note a decrease in the ALE value, which approaches the 55. The 55 is a green zone. You see it in the graphic on the right. The significant difference. The significant difference from 2 to 11 units in the ALE encouraged me to continue with another scalar device. The Halo, this is the name of the device. It's a portable scalar wave generator published by Spooky 2 team. It is a compact and powerful device just released this year. It allows modulation from a catalog of frequencies loaded in the device. I will use here the Schumann resonance. We see that the best fixed measurement, we see it on the graphic on the left in yellow. We are around 40. This is very close to low activity in the dark green zone. When we look in the graphic on the right, we see the last measurement is very close. The Ailey value is reduced from 5 to 20 units, which is comparable to the previous device. Usually, EMF emissions from a conventional electronic device will, on the contrary, tend to increase environmental activity, which is bad for all living things. We can observe in these 6 measurements a drop in the Ailey towards normal activity. It would be desirable to multiply the measurements to the 2 devices, which would enable us to consolidate this result. The evidence of scalar waves could there indicate the generation of frill. Now, let's measure the frill generator. I made out 6 series of measurements where they were taken consecutively for 30 minutes each. 3 series with 3 steps. One, the control with nothing. In second, a generator connected to the impulse generator, but without any crystal. You see, the crystal is not here. In third, then I adding the crystal. I made yeah, we see the result in the bottom left graphic. I made 3 other series with one more step. We see them in the picture. I add a green laser light under the crystal. All the tests I made out show a decrease of ALE from work activity in yellow, remember, to energy recovery in light green. The use of the 5 milliwatt green laser improves results. Little improved, but improved too. We just see in the left we have a little problem. The starting value was low, so it's not decrease but increase. This is because the measurement was taken immediately after the previous series. A residual effect in the space is possible, maybe. To conclude, as with measurement using scalar wave device, we see a decrease of ALE to enter a normal stress-free activity zone, ideal for recovering energy. This presence of scalar wave would then indicate a generation of frill or torsion field. Sorry. In my first experiments last year, I observed the behavior of the area parameter. I've noticed an increase in the average of area. For photo purposes, I brought the element closer together. They were more than 50 centimeters apart during the experience. Activity level value vary widely from we see below in the three graphics from 122 to 550 54 pixels per second. I decide to use another antenna, hoping to get higher values. Geon tells us that in the home, frill generator is used to generate energy. The energy is then collected with a pyramidion. I decided to replace the Sputnik antenna with a copper pyramidion we see on the photo. The values obtained are higher. However, I'm afraid that cold disturbance could influence the activity level measurement. You see the difference are little higher. We're talking about the medium area. So I'm sorry. I decided to add a third step in the experience. The third intermediate step is a crystal alone without electrical stimulation. This is the purple bar in the graphic. We therefore see a higher level of activity than a control test. If we average these sessions by weighting them by the number of the measurements, we have 322.9 pixels per second. Okay. If I compare the medium area parameter with this year measurements, I'm seeing an increase in the 4 stages without laser. We see an increase in the level of the activity by adding the step in the step C. The average difference is 420 pixels with a wide range of value. You see the range is important. I'm saying also to increase all 4 stages with laser. We see also an increase in the level of activity of the level of activity by adding this crystal in the step C. The average without the laser and the control value is is 321 pixels. We see a higher value with the 364 pixel laser with a laser. This highlights the increasing emission of biophotons. This supports the hypothesis of frills present. Today, the frill generator is still an experimental device that evolves with shared research. Frill measurement is still a central topic. These experiments push us to go further in our knowledge and skills in experimentation, in electronics, in spirituality and consciousness, and to progress with ourselves. And there we can see that something is happening. Thank you.